sorry. I know it's been a while since I did a film review, so I am sorry about that, but I have been really busy with work and stuff like that. So, I'm back now. I am back. I have watched a film that I'm going to review, which is called Safety Not Guaranteed. The film was directed by a guy called Derek Connolly. The film is basically about a couple of people who work for a magazine, and they are kind of stuck for ideas, and someone suggests a magazine cutout that they've seen of an advertisement. I watched the trailer and I was like, yeah, this looks like a pretty good film actually. Kind of seems quite quirky, quite funny, and it's got that girl in it, Aubrey Plaza, who is really awesome, and I think she's quite a funny actress. My general overview of the film was, it was quite quirky, it was quite funny in places. I genuinely found it like quite an entertaining film. Main lead role is the girl Aubrey Plaza. She was in Scott Pilgrim, and she always plays the same character. Whether she wants to or not, I know she naturally has quite a grumpy looking face. It's such a thick accent, it really comes through and just makes her sound really pissed off all the time. I'll put the trailer below so you can watch it and you'll kind of see what I mean. Almost a bit like Seth Rogen, who, again, always plays himself. He's not really an actor, he just plays himself all the time. Like, movie This Is the End, which came out, I think, earlier this year. And he is literally playing himself. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it's funny, but when he's in other films, you expect him to play someone different, but he doesn't. He just plays the same person every single time, and it gets really boring. I do think Aubrey Plaza does suffer from that a little bit. Simply, not simply just because of her accent and because of her face, but I genuinely think when she's acting, she could bring it out a bit more, she could bring the character out more, but she just doesn't. She doesn't really pursue the story very much. She's just kind of, it's always other people making her pursue it, and that really was not a good attribute of this film. It wasn't because of her, it was just because of obvious things like, oh, now they're kissing, so obviously they like each other, that's quite clear. But it wasn't because of her acting, it wasn't because of her character development, because there wasn't really much of that. The main thing I'm going to talk about for this film is the ending, because I thought it was really, really weird. It just made no sense. I genuinely thought, well, as I said, the film is about time travel, right? This guy puts an advertisement in the paper because he is convinced that he can time travel. So we find out, okay, well maybe this guy is actually nuts. Aubrey and this guy kind of have a bit of a fallout, and he runs back to his time machine, and she chases after him, and it's like a boat with a bunch of kind of electronic-y, silvery things on it. He kind of starts firing this boat thing up, and then there's some kind of shitty special effects, and like, then the boat disappears. And so, throughout this entire film, this quirky little independent film, it's like, oh, look at this guy, he thinks he can time travel, lol, what an idiot. Editors who go along and try and find out what he's really on about, well, they kind of like each other, oh, it's not really about the time travel anymore, it's kind of more about their relationship. And then, like, it turns out, oh yeah, actually, he can time travel. What? Why? Why does he need to time travel? Why does that need to be a thing? It would have been perfectly okay if they just had, oh look, there's this girl, there's this guy, oh they kind of like each other but he's a bit nuts. And then it kind of leads up to him realising that he's nuts and that he has some kind of condition. And it's like, oh that's kind of sad, but she still likes him and she still loves him for who he is. Isn't that nice? I was literally like, what? That doesn't make any sense. That's so unnecessary. So ridiculous, so over the top. There were so many other ways that they could have dealt with the ending. I genuinely think that if there had been like something mentally wrong with him, that he kind of refused to accept the past, that he created new memories or something like that. I just think anything but what they decided to do with it would have been better than the ending that they chose. I think it just gave the entire film so much less meaning. So yeah, that's my film review. For Safety Not Guaranteed. If you liked it, then please like it or share or whatever. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you later.